In my sleepless nights, a pondering, in the middle of my wandering, just where in the heavens you are, I say a prayer to a midnight star. We know all the facts of history, but our own part is a mystery. We're searching out wise men near and far. We say a prayer to a midnight star. Now we're timeless. Now we're flying with all the saints and the angels too. But all the angels, they don't really need you. They really don't need you like I do. As I stand there in the evening, I believe you're up there twinkling, and I think maybe you're really not that far. And I say a prayer to a midnight star. I say a prayer to a midnight star. That's what you are. You're my midnight star. That's what you are. That's what you are, my midnight star. My midnight star.
Thank you so much, John, for
All
being
right.
out here. Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about how you got so connected to the network of musicians out here, because you are far and away some of the most interesting people we know.
Oh, thank you. Actually, somebody the other day called me the mayor of Fort Collins and music. I don't know if that's true, but I said I think you should add the old gray mayor. Like that?
I do like it. You know, they're doing an election for the mayor right now.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
We'll write your name in. Tell me about the instruments that you play for people around. I hear an 8-piece set band.
Yes, we have a 8-piece band. It's called the Grocery Story, and it's myself. I play keyboards and some accordion. And I was in a band called the Subdudes, which was around here for a long time. And my partner in that, who played, well, he played a specialized percussion thing in the Subdudes, just a tambourine where he got all the sounds of a drum kit. But now he and his son are playing a double drum set with our Grocery Story band. So it's me, those two, bass player Marty Rhine, guitar player, singer Mike Fenders, and then we have 3 singers. So we've got Rhonda Merrick, who just blew in here from New Orleans about a year and a half ago, and Peaches Embry, another soul singer that has been around Fort Collins for many years, and then Eric Lundy, just a real great another passionate singer. So we have 3 stand-up singers and then a 5-piece band.
That's incredible. How often do you travel for this music?
Well, I tell you, we haven't traveled any farther than Lyons so far. It's all been local. In fact, we haven't really uh, concentrated on live as much as being a writing and recording band.
Yeah.
That's what we really like to do. And we put out a record here earlier, like in May, we came out with a record. So the name of the band is The Grocery Story, and the name of the record is Situation on Aisle Number 3.
Mm.
So there's a little song that lays out what situation we're talking about in the grocery store. But it's a 9-song album, and we've been, sending it out to, well, actually radio stations all over the world, getting a little bit of airplay here and there. And now starting to play more concerts. And like October 12th, here we're playing out in Old Town Square, Fort Collins. And we'll be spreading out some, but we're not going to be traveling too far.
Well, that's good. That's good. It's amazing having local musicians around that you can hear. It's nice to go to an expensive concert, but I think this is real people. This is
Yeah.
talent in front of us. I like that you mentioned the recording
Mhm.
versus live. I know there's
Yeah.
different musicians who fit well into those
Yeah.
styles. What do you think is really compelling about the music that you're making today? What makes you get up and do that?
I think that we're really hooked on original music. So I write a lot of songs, and several people in our band, Rhonda, Peaches, Mike Fenders, Eric Lundy, they all write. So that's our real thrill. And then we do cover some other songs, but we always try to do them like in our own style. Like we came from New Orleans, is where myself and Steve Amadei, my drummer partner, came from. So we really like New Orleans rhythms. We come from a more of a dance band tradition. Actually, if you're going to be a New Orleans band, you gotta have good rhythms.
I believe it. Oh, that's so
So we're really studiers of rhythm, and we love grooves. So
Mm.
our music is groove oriented, and then we hopefully have a little something to say with the lyrics too. The record that we put out, this Situation on Aisle Number 3, has a lot of New Orleans connections, and like I was saying, Rhonda Merrick here, she just came into town from New Orleans about a year and a half ago. She wrote a song about Plaquemines Parish in Louisiana, and that instead of counties they have parishes, and Plaquemines is the one on the very southern tip where you see the map and it just filters off and becomes water eventually.
Mm.
And so it's very, very, it's the swampy part of Louisiana. And Rhonda wrote this song about Plaquemines Parish, about when she was a young Creole gal, and her family would ride around the countryside in a raggedy old '66 Cadillac. And it's very nostalgic song about Plaquemines Parish. So we have sent this to the radio stations in New Orleans, around there, and it's getting really good airplay.
That's great.
People are really interested in this song, and it's really a good song. But kind of an interesting thing, my buddy Steve Amadei on drums actually grew up within about 40 miles of Rhonda down there in Louisiana. But of course, they didn't know each other until they got here.
Yeah. That's really neat. It's a small world with
Yeah.
musicians,
Uh-huh.
but it is a big place as well. That's incredible. I love the local touch that is in this music. I think we
Uh,
hear a lot of pop music
yeah.
and things just with radio.
Uh,
And radio is an amazing step for local
yeah.
musicians to get into, though. I
Really is.
like rising up to that level of
Mhm.
exposure.
Well, I would just say that Fort Collins is I think a special music place, and I've been here since 1987. What happened is I dragged my whole band from New Orleans up here.
Hmm.
We moved here, and the band was called the Subdudes, and we were kind of acoustic based. Well, this was the reason the name the Subdudes went along. We were in a real loud band, like you know people usually are, and we decided to try going a real acoustic approach, and so that because we're really also into harmonies, so the minimizing the instruments, let the vocals come through,
I like that.
and we were once again, really original. We wrote all our own stuff. We were in New Orleans where there are a lot of other bands, and we were playing our regular Tuesday night gig at the Maple Leaf bar starting at 11 p.m., as they tend to do in New Orleans. And I just had this idea that if we came up here, we would be different and we could, get something going playing our original music. So we moved to Fort Collins, and sure enough, just uh, just that we were really something different, bringing the people some new music. And dang, if we didn't get a deal with Atlantic Records within a year of being up here.
That's amazing.
It was amazing. It was a real fairy tale kind of thing. And we ended up doing 10 different albums over uh, almost 30 years. And so during that time, though, so we did a lot of traveling, but I was always doing stuff in Fort Collins. And I felt that Fort Collins was this place like where they say, build it and they will come.
Hmm.
Fort Collins had the idea of being a music town. And now for a few decades, it's had that dream. And there's a couple of great parts of that make it work around here. Number one being the Bohemian Foundation, which is Pat Stryker,
Mhm.
and she has multiple venues, rehearsal rooms, and just a lot of help for musicians. And another great thing in this town is the radio station KRFC.
Mm.
They're a station that prides itself on playing local music. So anybody in town, any local musician that makes a recording can take it up to KRFC, and there's a pretty good chance they're going to get radio play.
That's awesome. That's the local support we
Yeah.
need. That's great.
And there's a lot of live music going around, and FOCO MA is another great organization here, and they're just for musicians, and they put on a festival which is in April every year, and has over 400 bands. They're all local. Yeah.
That's
So
I mean, we would be hard pressed to find that many ourselves. They're doing
yeah,
great work bringing all
right.
that together.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What are some rapid fire top 3 things about Fort Collins that's been great around here?
Well, they say what beer and bikes, and
We got those.
I love the bicycle whole community. It's just really set up for taking your bicycle just anywhere.
It is.
So I think that's great. And yeah, famous beer companies, and what else? It's just I don't know. It's like fun
It is.
fun place.
This is. Yeah, kind of winding out here. I lived in Austin before, and they like to say
Yeah,
keep it weird, but I feel like
yeah.
Fort Collins has something like that too.
I tell you, I had a visitor from Austin over this weekend, and she said that this reminds her of Austin
Mm.
1965 or 1970 when it was smaller. That's one thing about Fort Collins. It's great, especially for the music community. It is kind of a small town, so there's a real center here in Old Town. We're at the library right now,
Yeah.
and everything it tends to kind of concentrate things together.
I ain't got nothing but love. Ain't got nothing but love. Ain't got nothing but love for you. Haters gonna hate, doubters gonna doubt, the timid gonna wait for the easy way out, for the easy way out. But I would walk through fire. I would crawl through glass. I would stand up to the doubt.